What's up guys, Jason with Gold Coast Exotics. I made this. I want to show you how to do it too. Alright, so we're going to need silicone, 100%. We want to keep the reptile safe. A window sash lock kit, this is going to keep the doors locked. Angled shelf support, obviously to hold up the shelves. Finish trim, GRK, this is going to hold the structure together. These guys are small, they have a very coarse thread, got a tiny head as well. So you're barely going to see these guys. Aluminum heat resistant tape. This is to adhere the heat tape to the back. 3-foot roll of 12-inch heat tape. Get it connected. Have them do it. Computer fan. I'm going to blow the hot air behind the false wall. Electrical adapter. Plug into the computer fan. You get these barrel plugs with a 3-prong square plug which attaches to your fan. Self-stick weather seal. This is to go around the opening so the door will close and keep the air in there nice and warm. A couple piano hinges. Open and close the door. And a box of 3/4 inch stainless steel screws. This is going to hold the railing system for our shelving kit that we're going to put in there. I'll explain that briefly. A couple pieces of the shelving. Get a grinder and cut this down to size. You know, Lexan or plexiglass for the windows so you can see the babies. And of course, you need 2 sheets of 1/2-inch PVC board, 4x8 sheets. So here's your cut list for both sheets, front, back, the 2 sides, your top and the bottom. You're gonna rip these extra pieces to 3/4 of an inch to 36 inches. This is gonna be your railing system for your shelves, also a nailing line for your false wall to sit on too. So I'll let you guys pause this. Correction here, the door is actually 37 inches. Correction here, the false wall is actually shorter for the gap in the bottom for the airflow. On the door, you're going to rip and cut a hole in the center. This is going to be your viewing glass for your Lexan or your PVC. And for the front of the box, you're going to cut it down with a hole in the front. I don't know if you'd have access to put your tubs in and move your shelves up and down. Alright, to start you're going to take your 2 side pieces that you cut and your 6 pieces that measure 36 inches by 3/4 of an inch wide. I fasten one piece 2.5 inches from the outside edge. Siliconed, screwed in with a 3/4 inch screw. This is what the false wall is going to be screwed into. You're going to repeat that on the other side. On the other 4 pieces, this is going to be what holds in your shelves. I've marked out 2-inch marks all the way up. It's very important that you get this consistent, that way your shelves are level. So whatever you do, make sure they're even on one side. All I'm going to do is use my square, I'll mark these lines, hopefully consistently all the way up. Again, you want those lines as consistent as possible, otherwise it's not going to be level on the shelves. Now whatever size angle shelf support you have, when you get a drill bit, it gives you a tight, snug fit for that to fit inside. You're going to drill a hole every single one of these in the center, all the way up. So once you have those cut, you're going to install both railings on both sides. Now again, this needs to be consistent so your shelving system works correctly. Measure 2.5 inches on each side. I'm just going to follow this line. Put a little bit of silicone in between each one of these holes. I'm going to get my stainless steel 3/4 inch screws and screw those in. Once that dries, place your shelf hooks in and hold your shelves. Once you have both left and right side done, set it aside, let it dry. Don't worry about the goop, and it's much easier and a cleaner look to clean it when it dries. So now you're going to grab the piece you cut for the back and the heat tape, as well as your aluminum heat resistant sticky tape. Keep in mind, this is 3 feet. also ordered this 3 feet. You can only order by the foot, so if you order 2 feet, it's going to be too short. So you want to cut this down, the heat tape, down enough so that you can get all your wires and your connectors to fit in here. Just remember there's a top here, so this is all going to be enclosed. Once you have this in place, you're going to take the tape, you're going to stick it down. Don't forget to tape the bottom of your heat tape. So I decided to use this stuff because stapling it on my rack system, it kind of made it go wrinkly. I see Dave Koopman use this in one of his videos, so it should work well. So next I'm going to take a GRK screws. Piece you cut for the bottom, piece you cut for the front, your back, and your 2 sides. And you're going to start building this. Basically, I'm going to start by putting a small bead of silicone right down this. Fasten this from the sandwich to the back and the front in between the 2 sides. I'm going to get the front and sandwich it between the 2 sides. As you screw this in, you want to make sure you pull everything into square, because as you cut the bottoms, hopefully everything's in square on the bottoms and the top. So if you screw one edge, it's all flush, you can then move the box itself to line up with your square edge. Just flip this over, again, front and the back, sandwiched in between the sides. Now the silicone does 2 things. One, obviously it helps with structure, and the other is that it makes this thing airtight, so no air or heat can escape through the back. Now all we have to do next is make our false wall, which we're gonna go ahead and slide and nail into this and this. Now the piece that you cut, 21 by 34.5 for your false wall, you're gonna go ahead, take a hole saw, it matches the size of whatever fan that you choose. Mark center. And you wanna leave you enough space from the top so that you can get in here with a drill if this ever fails. When this is all enclosed, you're gonna be limited on space. Cut your hole, and all I'm gonna do is line this up and install this with 4 sheetrock screws. Gonna fasten your false wall way up through. Run the wire through the hole itself. I'm gonna go ahead and drill a hole here just to run our heat tape and our fan through. Silicone, around the top, put the lid on. Alright, so we got the top hole and silicone screwed in. Now we're gonna work on the front of the door. We already got this cut out. There's many ways you can make this cut. Use a jigsaw, use a table saw by plunging the blade up through the face of this. Use a skill saw, or even a hand saw. So for the door, all I've done is centered my plexiglass on here evenly. I've made a pencil line around the whole thing. I've then gone ahead and made a 1/2 inch on each side, so 1 inch smaller on the width and 1 inch smaller on the height, and then plunge cut that. So I had a 1/2 inch the whole way around this plexiglass to silicone and screw down through with my 1/2" screws. Got a window. So now we got the weather seal self-stick gasket. This kind actually rip right in half. So this is pretty self-explanatory. You go around the opening here. So when the door closes, it'll create a nice seal to keep that meat in there, which is extremely helpful in the Maine winters. So the piano hinges that we got were only 12 inches. We prefer to go on the full 36 inches. So I have to put 2 on this. Comes with a 3/4 inch screw. It's too thick. It'll penetrate through the beautiful front door we just made. So we're gonna go ahead and use the 1/2 inch screws that we purchased for the other part of the build. So really the last thing I really need to do is install these window locks here on the bottom, probably on the top because it's a pretty wide door.